Heaven high, and thank you for joining us for I think it's the 7th episode of Divine Cuppa. So my unusual welcome may make more sense as we get into this week's topic, but before we do, some quick greetings from the Vibrate Higher team. Vanessa.
Hi, heavenly high, I love it. Okay, greetings all. I'm Vanessa. I'm a lifestyle coach for mums, helping women to help yourself and feel more confident.
And Deniz.
Hi, I'm Deniz Mustard, and I'm an emotional fitness coach, and I help people let go of their emotional pain and take them into their power. Just notice my...
Well, so I believe this week's conversation is a continuation from last week's topic and spellings and the magic of words. So I'm going to hand it back to our hostess with the mostest to keep us on track.
Okay, thank you, Layla. I love it. All right, so as usual, I'm going to have a quick technical hitch as I bring up the slides. But as Layla said, we're really going to extend that conversation about the English language and how we're using words that are actually can have double meanings. So Layla, while I bring the slides up, I'm just going to hand it back to you.
Okay, well, this came up for query. Denise was like questioning, oh, what words? Give me more, sort of as soon as you get in, you're like, tell me what I'm saying. So sort of been looking into more. Now, a couple have come up. They're ones I've known about and heard about, but I always forget in the usage of them. So the church often blesses people, but if you sort of break that down, it's actually telling people or instructing people to be less. So, is that and I think the same goes where, there's been that racial definition or cultural of people being black. But if you break that down, they're telling people to be lack. Is that a consideration? Would the color brown be more appropriate or a different name for origin? What is the preference there? Again, my greeting today was heaven high as a counteraction to the hello we're used to, instead of having our focus down, let's focus up. Let's focus on lifting ourselves. So there's another one.
Oh my God.
Layla, sorry, I just need to jump in because this is why you're just so incredibly amazing, Layla, because I heard the heavenly high from you. And yesterday, as you know, I've been doing the technical things for our next workshop. And one of the things that I've managed to sort out, which is shame on me because it could have been done ages ago, was the email address for our collective. And the way how it's set up, we literally just put in whatever we want. And I certainly will not be using that word, hello, at Vibrate Higher. Maybe we should just put heavenly high. Maybe it'll be too long, but yeah. Go for it, Denise.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, hello. I was like, how bad can hello be? Hello. Wake up today.
It's so funny because, I always say grand rising, and I did touch on this last time, so I'm not going to go into it again. But I've noticed that in other Telegram groups, that's catching on, not just because I put it in there, but other people are saying, come on, let's change up our language. One of the things that I wanted to say is for all of us that are in this, whether we want to call it progressive movement, however we describe it, we have to appreciate we're going to unlearn everything that we have been taught. So you've just got to let go. Sometimes you will make a slip up, so there's words that we're not trying to use and then we use them and we go, oh gosh, we said it. But that awareness will keep coming, as long as we just kind of conscious of the things that are coming out of our mouth and just correct yourself. There's no problem. But Layla,
high is okay. High is okay, right?
Oh yeah, hi. Yeah.
High is okay. I'm thinking
hi.
You know what? I don't think it's even a case of what is okay or what's not. Once you have the conscious awareness of it, I feel you can put your own intention to whatever word it is, as in you claim it back, and you can still use hello, but use it with your own gumption and your own, definition of what it means to you, and then it just has a different energy to it. So
totally, I like that.
Hello. So Layla, what other words have you got for us, Layla? Because I know you've been you've been studying this, Layla. What other words do you have for us?
Okay, all right, I'll throw in a couple more. So looking at Parliament. So, Parliament, these are the people that represent us. So parler from the French parler, to talk, and ment from the Latin, I think is mentior, meaning lies. So that seems quite appropriate.
Well, we all know
Talk
that
lies.
is a fact, right?
That is definitely fitting. One of the words that I've noticed, okay, is we have the word ship on the end of quite a few things. And even ourselves, as we're growing our collective, we're inviting women to come into our membership. I'm thinking maybe we need to change that word, because if you go back to what I said in the workshop 1, which was about the citizenship and the fact that we're all slaves on this massive citizenship. And there's some other words that they have that end with the word ship. So help me out, women. You may have a few to mind. So there's definitely membership, citizenship, as I said. I was thinking about it earlier, but I've gone.
Championship.
What was that?
Championship, relationship.
Relationship.
There's a lot of water related, relating to the sea, and I think that ties into the Admiralty law and the laws of the sea. We're birthed, so birth and birthing off ships in a port. So that, and also if you look at seamen, men of the sea. So it's like tying into that. The laws of commerce, the laws of admiralty, the laws of piracy. So it sort of keeps on bringing us back to that. It's funny how it all ties in.
It does all tie in. So you're gonna have to keep us going with these words then, Layla, please.
All right, I'll keep going till I run out. Okay, this is not so much a word play, but it's just a definition difference between a policeman, as in a man, a living being, and a police officer who represents a policy officer. So an administrative person of an office. So they're there to enforce sort of contracts, essentially, a corporate employee, using the acts of parliament. So there's a differentiation there. I think we've all just, jump in if you've got something to come back on. We've discussed the understand, so standing under someone's authority. So, using words like comprehend, understand, overstand, make up your own word, just be creative.
Let's welcome Suzie. Hi, Suzie.
Hi.
We're doing, this is an extension of last week's, looking at how words have double meanings in the English language.
Oh, yeah.
So Layla's taken us through, I think, 3 words already. And what was that last one that you were just saying there, Layla, please?
The last one was understand. And before that, it was the
yes.
difference between the policeman and police officer.
Yeah, I mean, with that, I'm getting very good at using the word comprehend. I'm actually really enjoying that word and I feel like it's got power in it when I'm saying, do you comprehend? I comprehend. So I'm saying it in my writing, in my spoken word. So yeah, I'm loving that word.
I'm loving the sunshine. Susie's in the sunshine.
I've just got back from taking the dog for a walk, and he's in the garden, so I thought I might as well just take advantage of it. It's very nice, isn't it?
It's a beautiful day. And if anybody's noticed, I'm in my swimming costume because I'm going for a swim. It's not my first ever swim, but it's Zenta's first ever swim. He is 2 years old, and it's the first time he's going to be in the pool. I cannot believe it. So
that'll be amazing. That will.
I know. I'm looking forward to it, and it's a beautiful day. But come on then, Layla, let's have some more of these words, please.
Okay. Let's see what I can come up. Right. In legal terms, the word must is synonymous with may. So when they say, must or may, those words can be interchangeable and mean either or. So that's something to, pick up on.
Layla, before you move on, what about this word mandatory? Because people really haven't got their head around that, have they? They saw that word and they fell for it. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, it just goes back to a lot of the terminology that is used. It's with the implication that it's a demand or an order or something which is a required, you must comply with. Whereas most of these things are just invitations, and they're only valid if you consent or give your okay, you know, comply with it essentially. So mandatory is not one I have the exact definition of, but the one I can, summons, when you get a summons, if you think of that as related to summons in the dead, like a seance kind of thing. So we're coming back to that death terminology, but that is nothing more than an invitation. We're led to believe it's a demand from an authority of the court, but you know, it's just an invitation, and it's just if you decide to accept it and turn up.
So again, we're going back to the death culture, as you said. So much of the language is related to that, you know, grieving, are you awake, you know, the words that we spoke about in our last session. So it's very interesting. And yeah, summons, I'll bear that in mind when they try and get me.
So, no, I don't want to come to your party, thank you. Oh, we should call our thing a member party. Should have an element of celebration in it.
That's a good one. Yeah, you are so good with words. So I just looked up the definition of mandatory, although it's more the dictionary definition. So obligatory, compulsory, authoritatively ordered, pertaining to, of, the nature of, or containing a command. It contains a command. So it's more a demand more than an actual thing, right? That's what I'm getting. And then when you break the word down, it's man, da, to, res. So I don't know how you can break that up to see it in a way that kind of says that isn't the case. I don't know what you get from that.
For me, I'm not familiar. I haven't looked into the breakdown of that word. I don't know if Vanessa knows more, but a good place to put that in would be in the etymology dictionary, because it goes down to the root meanings and, you know, the origin of the words and what their original definitions were. Usually it will go back to the Latin, but also a lot of the misdirection has occurred where they've transferred or translated words between the Latin and the Greek and, you know, those sort of old cultures, and there's been just switches as it's progressed kind of thing. So yeah.
I think what I found fascinating, Layla, was for you to add that link for that book, because I found that, although I didn't read it all, there was some really good points about silence, which I thought was really, you know, I wrote a bit of it out, but I've not got it to hand, but that's really well worth, you know, sometimes we're silent because we believe it's best to be that way, but it's not. It actually lets you know a bit more about silence, which I found really interesting.
I think the
Sorry,
passage you're
before you
referring
move
to
on,
there,
can we just let the audience know about the book, and we'll put the link in at the end of this recording as well?
yeah, I can't remember the title completely offhand, but it was Words, the Power and Occult Meanings of Words by, I believe the author was Chang, and it's you know, it's one of those books that goes
Magic
into
of Words, I think it was it the magic power of words, or something like that, but well worth delving into that.
Yeah, I think the passage you were referring to there, Suzie, was with regards to silence. There's an Arabic phrase as well, which says silence is a term of agreement. So if you don't object to it, it's because you agree and accept what's there. And I think that's a lot of what,
true.
Yeah,
yes.
a lot of how the occult, or, you know, the powers that have wanted to be
and then that's when you don't
operated.
realise. Yeah, and you don't realise how you're being manipulated by the governments and the councils and whatever, because the language they use is all the same. I mean, they talk about black magic in words, but I don't know whether I believe in that or anything, because I've, you know, it's only since last week when we had that conversation that I felt really, you know, I was really drawn to mourning. I've been really watching myself not saying that. Yeah, and I find it fascinating. I think we need to keep using the words like magic and juice and gumption, but then there's a deeper meaning. So yeah.
I just want to throw in a couple of extra ones, which are sort of legal terms, to sort of give people a bit more empowerment. So you have a driving license, and you know, if you're stopped, you're asked if you're a driver, but actually driver in its legal term means someone who is on the roads as part of their either employment or contract or part of commerce. So if you're in your, you know, private vehicle, you're not actually a driver, you're just traveling from one place to another. If you then identify as being a driver, then you put yourself into that category of needing to be licensed and all that other thing that seems to be thrown into that legal requirements.
And adding to that, we should be saying a conveyancer as well. So your vehicle is a conveyancer.
Exactly that. So you're traveling in your conveyance from point
Yeah,
A
I'm
to
just
point
traveling.
B. Yeah,
You know that there's something in the Black's Law thing that says driving while you're in the black. Now that isn't actually about the color of the skin, because somebody said that in another call this week, and it's not, it sounds worse than it actually is. I can't remember what they said, but I think it's like what one of you just said about that word. Well, it was you, Layla, at the beginning. You know, I've always said to my children, don't say that you're black because you're brown. I was like, what is the color of my skin? I'm brown. So, you know, we have to challenge these words and these definitions at every level anyway. You know, obviously, just to throw this in, it was hilarious in the 1950s when people of my ethnicity were called colored. I mean, that was just laughable. So I'm so glad that that terminology is not used. But yeah.
So would I be like off-white?
You're like cream. You're in fact, the three of you are creamy, aren't you? You're creamy.
I hate the word cream. It sounds
Yeah, and then I have to excuse myself because I always used to say half caste, and my sons always say, "Mum, you're not allowed to say that anymore. What are you doing?" And I thought, well, we are. You're half and half, aren't you? When it's like, it's mixed race now, Mum. It's not. But you just go by what you're conditioned to believe when the lads were younger, you see. But I didn't realise we don't realise these things, do we? We're quite.
But as I said before, I don't know if you were here, Suzie, that we have to accept everything has got to be unlearned, and we're taking on persona,
Definitely.
new identity. And as Layla said, you know, we can mix and match. So did I hear, because I think I was laughing, did you say that for us we're going to call it a membership party? I love that. Did you say that?
We'll take the ship out completely.
Yeah,
Just a member party.
Okay, so that's a little bit of thing. So before we end today's session, let's just remind our viewers of the exciting workshop that we are working on. It's nearly ready for the full promotion. It's called Entrapment and Enslavement. You are going to get so much information in that session, and we are going to be inviting you to become a founding member in our membership party. I love it.
Stop using the word ship. You keep saying ship.
I'm gonna say ship. Oh, sorry, what is it? Member party. Well, anyway, come on the inside with us. You know, you can get a grips of our personalities by then.
We might work on the name as well.
Yeah, we're going to work on the name. We're going to work on the name. But what we're basically saying is, you know, the benefits of being on the inside of what we're doing is the community is fantastic. You're going to be more confident as you go through the comprehension of the information. As you put this information in practice in your life, you will be supported, you will be guided. And as I said, the information that we gather from experts is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. So don't miss out.
I'm looking forward to it anyway.
So, my dears, let's have another 4 minutes of discussion and then we will wrap it up for today.
I was just coming back to the word things, and it's something that Suzie was touching on before, you know, how she's used certain phrases, and we are going to find some things are going to offend people, some are not, just based on their past experiences and how they link to certain words. It's almost getting to a point where you feel you have to actually define a word you're using before you actually use it, you know, to be able to convey what it is you're trying to mean. So if anything, I'd say just be creative with your words now. Make it up, make it what you want it to mean with your energy behind it, and let's just make bring a bit of pizzazz into the language.
Layla,
And
just
remember to vibrate higher with those words. Vibrate higher. Use that
yeah,
power.
definitely.
Use that
Any words that
magic.
are uplifting
Yeah.
words. But Layla, before we close, I just wanted to actually obviously say thank you to you for helping with the syntax grammar. But I actually went on to one of their calls this week. I need to forward it on to you. I didn't watch the full thing. But the whole point of syntax grammar, which we will have an episode on, so don't worry if you've not heard about syntax grammar before. But syntax grammar is all about almost putting things in the right order in the written passage, because what they're saying is when you speak, how can you distinguish the facts from the fiction in speech? So when you write something down, you have to know what the facts are in the written word. So again, I mean, you've got a little bit of knowledge there as well, Layla. Is there something you just wanted to say on syntax grammar? And we'll definitely have that as a conversation in this series.
Yeah, well, when I first learned of it and sort of looked into it a little, I'm no expert by any means, but just in what I have researched myself is exactly that. In how it was created, they look back through all the old dictionaries to the origins of words to find what a true statement was, as in how to define a fact. And that comes in the form of, if I remember correctly, for the something, of the something, with the something, by the, and you then put the authority, is being the action word in the middle, which is the one which is the creative word. But what it is, it's almost like a mathematical sentence structure, in that you can rearrange any part of the word and put it in a reversing order, and it still means the same thing. It doesn't lose its meaning. Therefore, you eliminate all that double speak and misspeak and misdirection that can usually be inserted into a phrase, where people can take it to mean one thing when it actually has, is intended to mean another. So yeah, I just found it powerful in being able to establish the facts, especially when it comes to contracts, where these things should have clear definitions so they can't be misinterpreted. But yeah, that's what I have on it.
You often say that with the Quran, that people misinterpret the Quran. What do you think about that?
Oh, absolutely. I think it just goes with language generally, in that, there's phrases where you think of jihad, holy war. People see that as a physical war against someone, whereas I've always taken that to mean an internal war. It's referring to the internal battle we have, But I think that's what we find, again, with language. There's many layers, there's many meanings, and it just depends on the perspective you wish to view it from. So
Brilliant.
And contract,
Okay.
it's a con.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Contract.
a good one to end on, Suzie. So we are going to wrap up now. What I would like to say is, for those of you who haven't yet actually really looked into what we're doing, the information is going to come round. And if you are already part of our party in the Telegram group, guess what? Layla has actually produced a magnificent resource guide. She's taken it to the next level. It's called The 12 Shocking Presumptions of Court. Layla, 20 seconds. Can you just summarize what they're going to expect in that one, please?
Yeah, I found it quite an eye-opener when I came across this, and someone uncovered, the old canon law, which is the ecclesiastical, I can't even pronounce it, the old church sort of rules that used to be in place, and it defines the 12 presumptions that the court actually makes. So these are what they hold to be true before you've even entered. So yeah, brace yourselves.
Brace yourselves. So make sure you download that guide. You will be getting a link to that. If you're already in the Telegram group, you'll be getting a link. If you're not in our Telegram group already, why not? Make sure you get on the inside so we can tell you more information. Well, it's been a fantastic session with my soul sisters, my divine sisters. We are so excited. Well, I'm excited. We're so excited about the next session. We've got so much more to give you. So thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you're here with us on the next session, and also at the next workshop, which is the 12th of June. You take care, and bye for now.
Bye.